In this video, I'll continue to discuss the collapse of Western civilization, which is actually global civilization. It is not only, it is started in Western countries, but it is now global. All the humans are involved in it. So we see many signs of Western civilization collapse. And one of these problems is the fertility crisis. And so let's discuss it in this video, and what we can do, and what is a sign, and how do we have any hope or not. As always, I recommend you to download presentation as PDF file from the link in the description and go into details and reading it, because it's probably more convenient and easier to read instead of listen to the video. Okay, and then also again, let's go to this. Countries with the lowest fertility rate, fertility rate is number of children per woman, per one woman in 2023 include Hong Kong, the lowest, the record 0.7. I was in Hong Kong. Trust me, you do not want to have children in Hong Kong. This is so crowded society. Yeah. South Korea, very strange. I was working for South Korean company Samsung. But it is collapsing for many reasons. Okay, I will not go into details, but again, the fertility rate is awfully low. Taiwan also. Singapore, I was in Singapore, and again, beautiful people, a nice country, but again, very crowded, very urban. So we will discuss why they have so low fertility rate. China, surprisingly, China have low fertility rate. Thailand, I live in Taiwan, and fertility rate of Taiwan is 1.1. It is Taiwan. People call it is a developing country with problems of the developed countries, developed nations. It's true. There are many reasons to that of this low fertility rate, but okay, I will not go in details in here. But again, it's terrible. Spain, Italy, Poland, Japan, Ukraine, Russia, European Union, Germany, and North America, pardon. And Germany has fertility like 1.5, but native Germans have fertility maybe 1 or close to China or Taiwan. Very low. What we have high fertility is from migrants. Migrants have 5-6 children. Yeah, in Germany. So countries with higher urban populations often tend to have lower fertility rates compared to those with larger rural populations. Examples of countries with higher urbanizations and low fertility rates are as follows. Pardon. Hong Kong and Singapore have almost entirely urban populations. Again, it's quite difficult to grow a child in big cities. Japan has over 90% of the urban population. Yeah, the same problem. South Korea has over 80% of their urban population. While it is not universally true, urban residents consider children as financial burden without large benefits in future. It's true. It is the cost to have children is growing, and Germany. I was working in Germany for long. I would tell you, if you have children, it is terribly expensive. So again, one demonstration: Cyprus, Taiwan, and what country have a low fertility rate? But it is this little bit outdated. So it is more terrible situation. In historical perspective, the fall of Western Roman Empire in the 5th century of after Christ, CE, okay, this BC actually should be. Oh, not BC, AC, but not AC. Okay, whatever. The 5th century is often attributed to the decline in the fertility rate and massive influx of various groups of migrants, so-called barbarians, with cultures, religion, and genetics that are different from those in empire population. Therefore, I believe that at least in part, the collapse of Western civilization is an event that is related to fertility rates below production levels among the local people and the replacement of local populations by migrants that don't assimilate. This happened before in history. What we see it is just another collapse. The decline in fertility leads to a quickly aging population, rising taxes, and rising living costs. Low fertility rate in European nations lead to significant demographic and economical concerns about long-term sustainability of European population and the potential impact on the social, cultural, and economic development of the continent. Okay, if we go to Paris, I love Paris. I was in Paris in beginning of the century, and I love it. But now it is completely different. Now it is completely different what it was before. It was beautiful, beautiful city, not any longer. So countries with high fertility rates such as Niger, Somalia, Congo, Democratic Republic Congo, Central African Republic, etc., have high levels of unemployment. Yeah, as well as all characterized by high pressure on natural resources and infrastructure. Young people with limited economic prospects may seek better opportunities abroad, including in Western Europe. Migration policies in Western Europe still encourage migration in the hope of compensating for the generational imbalance in the local populations and filling labor shortages. However, it is not working well. Migrants with low educational background and low IQ, by the way, cannot fill a shortage of job positions in technologically advanced companies. While increased demand for housing can stimulate the real estate market and construction industry, it also increases the rental and living cost for locals. Living cost in America is awful. In Germany is the same. I don't know about other countries, but I believe it is almost the same. So what we have again, I show that high fertility rate in Africa, despite they have a lot of land, they don't produce enough resources enough food and products for sustainable development, so they migrate to small Europe, and Europe is collapsing. Overcoming language barriers and cultural differences is crucial. Are crucial for the successful integration of migrants in the workforce and society. Again, however, migrants prefer to live within communities isolated from locals and keep their own cultural habits, religion, and languages. This is what is happening. You go to Belgium, for example, you will see it with your own eyes. Sudden influxes of migrants can put pressure on the public services and infrastructure because they don't contribute to society. They just stay on social support. Most of them, at least. Not all, not all. There can be concerns about competition for jobs between migrants and native workers, particularly in low-skilled occupations. That's also a problem. So the short-term cost associated with providing social services, education, and healthcare to migrants may outweigh the projected long-term economic benefits from migrations. Okay, what are the long-term economic benefits? They just exist only in imagination of this neoliberalism. People who follow neoliberalism. It's actually, I don't see any benefits from migration. There is none. Okay, such consequences of high migration levels of people from Africa and South Asia contributed to the rise of right-wing populist parties in the countries such as France, Germany, Italy, and Netherlands, because young generations in these countries have very high tax burden and have no future. They are going to live among majority of migrants around, so they collapse as nation. This is already well understood, and this is why Netherlands, for example, trying to implement some policies to limit the migration of to their countries, but I'm afraid it's too late. Meanwhile, again, these boards go from Africa, Muslim countries to Europe. Yeah, again, one problem which is not discussed, if we will see a distribution of IQ among black African people and white people, it is different. Most of the African people have IQ below 80. Oh, below 85, pardon. Or maybe 90, okay. But anyway, If you have low IQ, you cannot contribute to society in the developed countries. You just cannot. And your education level is also very low. People who migrate as a grown male people, what they are going to do in Germany, for example. Germany, all economy of Germany is based on high technologies. Why distribution is different, but again, it's terrible again. These people who with high IQ, they don't have babies. Okay, it's very common. A country with a declining and aging population can face a number of significant challenges, including economic stagnation, a drop in GDP, a decline in public services and social programs such as healthcare, education and pensions, infrastructure collapse, and urban decay. Governments can implement policies that encourage to support families to have children, such as extended paid parental leave, affordable childcare, and flexible work arrangement for women. But however, it's often too late to stop the population decline. The overcome labor force shortages and rising labor cost, companies to overcome this labor shortages and rising labor costs, companies can invest more in the development of new technologies and innovations such as artificial intelligence, automation, and robotics. So it helps, but again, there will be unemployment also result from this. Also, governments can raise the retirement age and restrict the size of pensions, encouraging work after retirement. This is again happening, but again, I don't think it is a solution. The declining size of the workforce faced by countries such as Germany and Japan can be offset by increasing the retirement age 2-3 years per decade between 20s and 50s. This again, I don't think it will help. Employer attitudes toward older workers must change. This is what is happening. If you're above 60 or maybe 50 years old, almost no chance to get a job. Yeah, nowadays. Yeah, this is so it has to be this practice, this attitude has to change. Extending working lives will require government regulations allowing shorter working hours, investment in the training of older workers to adapt their skills to new technologies. In the context of the stable or declining population, increasing workforce productivity is better than most short-term efforts to increase the size of workforce. So it is again, educate old people and create situations that old people can contribute to society is much better than mass migration from developing countries. People aged 65 and over tend to use more healthcare services than younger people, which has contributed to the growth in the medical cost. Again, I propose a solution. So again, they see what happens with life expectancy. It is growing. Yes, it is growing, but now but yet years in retirement also growing. So the stress on the social services is increasing. The cost of medical care for elderly people tend to be higher in developed countries with an aging population. In part, it is happening because the prices of healthcare services have been increasing faster than overall rate of inflation in many developed countries. To support increased public spending on healthcare and pensions, government may need to raise taxes, impacting overall living cost for the working population. It is again, this is what we see. Taxes are growing, living cost is growing awfully much, and people cannot afford to have babies. This is a collapse of the civilization. So rising living and healthcare costs for the elderly increase the number of disabled adults who live in poverty and intolerable suffering. Then legal voluntary euthanasia or medical assistance in dying has implemented in some developed countries as a compassionate response to individuals who wish to end their lives in a dignified manner. Okay, it's up to you. You want to kill yourself? Who cares? Okay, but I give a hope. I give some purpose. So you can improve your health. You can be healthy and active in older age. You can contribute to society. You can live long enough to see better future for your nation and for all humans. Again, I don't think that legalizing voluntary euthanasia is highly controversial. I think it is controversial and complex moral issue. Again, killing yourself, suicide is a mortal sin for Christians, and again, helping to kill other people, it is again mortal sin. It is destroying all the societies. It is terrible how much United States is spending on elderly people and on healthcare at all. It is so much, so much. But again, we have to break this tendency. I give the way to improve health. Just decide for yourself. Will you try to follow the official medical care, official official services, or you will think for yourself? Up to you. But again, people just inject some substances, some toxic substances to die. I would never do it, because you kill yourself, you have eternal existence in hell, or you may start have okay, it's terrible. Okay, terrible. Switching off from a defined benefit plan, a lifetime annuity, typically based on years of service at final salary, to a defined contribution plan when a person can access a certain amount of money upon retirement or under special conditions, may help to overcome the pension crisis. Okay, in the UK, it is quite many people are using it. The number of defined contribution plans in the US in UK have been steadily increasing as more and more employees see pension contribution as a large expense avoidable by disbanding the defined benefit plan and instead offering a defined contribution plan. Okay, I have some friends from the UK. They have they got all this money contributed to social support, to the defined contribution plan, and that's all. They have no more money. They invested this money in something and lose this money, and they may lose this money, and then how they are going to live, I don't know. Again, I give them a hope. I can give hope, but interesting, this even my friend are not interested in it. They just think they die instead. Meanwhile, 90% of the world population are excluded from the old age pensions. It is such situation in China. It is such situation mostly for most of the population in Taiwan, and it is again disaster. Okay, installing not contributory social pensions programs is a major option in fighting extreme poverty amongst older people in developing countries. Yes, but if society is not sustainable, then introduction of such programs in poor nations will require international support. Developed countries are already also collapsing, so it is again, it is terrible situation. But I give a hope, I give a solution to this. Just follow my project, support my project if you want. If not, it's up to you. Okay, not many people, to my surprise, want to live, because living life is full of suffering, and suffering is part of your life. You just accept it. But again, this is life. So okay, this is description of the defined contribution plan and defined benefit plan. Okay, that's. In developed countries, governments benefit from the existing pension system, while parents who are invested considerable sums of money in raising and education their people, they don't. This is the problem of the existing pension system. So parents contribute to educate, pay a lot. It's very expensive to have babies and educate the babies. It is $100,000 American dollars per child expenses. And but benefits are all go to the governments because of taxation of the working population. Taxation all go to governments, but parents are invested. So this creates situation that children are financial burden. As children enter the workforce and begin paying taxes, they contribute to the government revenue, not to parents, but to parents maybe minimal. While parents contribute financially to a steady supply of skilled labor, mostly governments, childless people, and single mothers are benefiting from it. Okay, this situation, what we see now, it has to be changed, I believe. But will it change? I don't think so. Obviously, the drop in fertility rates can be a consequence of the existing pension system because childless people and families with a single child are most better off in comparison with families having many children. The sharp influx of unskilled migrants from developing countries is only worsening the situation with low fertility rates in the developed countries. So it is will go to collapse so quick that I don't know. Maybe it is not 2060 will be time of collapse. Maybe it is already 2035 or 2040. It's coming soon. So the tongue pin movement, also known as lion thread, is a social trend in China that advocates for minimalist lifestyle and rejects pressures of overwork and excessive materialistic pursuits. The movement gained significant traction in China in 2021, particularly among young people, including males and females both, who are feeling burned out by the country's high competitive job market and escalating living costs. While it is difficult to measure the exact popularity of this movement, it has generated widespread discussion and debate on social media platforms in China. In South Korea, a similar movement, that is Sampu generation, refers to youngsters who give up courtship, marriage, and having kids due to the high cost of living, long working hours, low income, and high unemployment rate. This is a problem not only in South Korea, in many other countries. This is okay. This is again not only young people, already people in middle age do the same. They just stay, don't want to work too much. They earn some minimum to support life. They don't have apartment. They live in Thailand. You go to Bangkok, you see so many such people. In the United States, many millennials and Generation X people also belong to the boomerang generation who postpone romance and marriage due to economic hardship. In Japan, generation of youth since 2010 is called Satori generation. They are similar to Sampu generation in South Korea. Marriage is no longer perceived as a universal life goal in young generations. Typically, young adults are not interested in luxury items, trips abroad, money, or successful careers. In Europe, there are several terms and groups compatible to this Sampu generation. In Greece, they are called the 700 euro generation. These youngsters often work in temporary jobs and receive the minimum allowance salary of 700 euro a month. It is essential to note that it is conceptually different from minimalist lifestyle, which assumes adopting a simple way of life. Again, it is different. So if you are stoic, if you try to consume as little as possible because of some moral norms, it is different. But it is like people give up to work, give up to live, and they just stay. They just like lion fat. Yeah, okay. This is what is happening. The generation again. No marriage, no childbirth, no social life, no dating, no house, no apartment, only computer games and some minimum base for minimum money for survival. Okay, you can go to some references, decide for yourself, maybe do your own project. But again, I see this collapse is inevitable. But again, I give the hope. I give a solution to this problem. Guys, if you support my project, you will save humans as a biological species. We can have brilliant future. We can go, we can spread this sustainable life in the galaxies and all the universe. This we can do. Okay, if you are excited to live productive and sustainable life and live, be healthy and young up to 1,000 years, or maybe for infinite life, yeah, just do it. Just join the project. Okay, join the project. The minimum what you can do, press like button and bell button and subscribe to my channel. Spread this information among your friends and yeah, relatives. And if you want to participate directly in, you use my Telegram channel for communication and also ask questions in the comments. Okay, have a wonderful day. Ciao, ciao.